Hey everybody, I'm back. I know. Scoop. Don't mind the hair. Happy Monday. Don't mind the kids in the background. Know what I mean? They be a little crazy. They're supposed to be having quiet time, but if they wake up their little brother, I guess there is no playtime, I guess. Alright everyone. I want to jump right into it. Picking up from our last conversation, guys. Hey, homeless shelter situation. The intake, I should say, the homeless intake process I had to go through from my experience. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. Try to let the boys pass through. I hope everybody's having a great day. Oof, I know I am. Alright everybody, the process of a homeless intake that I did, picking up from our last conversation. So yeah, had to sit in the welfare office pretty much all day and then get referred over to Salvation Army. When she opened up the door, she told me it was a storage unit closet at the Salvation Army. Now, okay, I was new to the area. A lot of people that were living in the homeless, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a homeless shelter for Salvation Army. It was more of a permanent housing for certain residents through, I guess, Section 8 and all that. And then it was a homeless intake center within the same building of Salvation Army. So like they had two different compartments. So the residents that were living there in the cafeteria, and then basically the main office entrance where they would accept homeless families or homeless single parents after hours, after the social worker hours, okay? And normally that was from I believe it was from like 4:30 to 8:30 is when they were accepting people, and we had to be the first ones in line, okay? And so yeah, she took us upstairs. She opened up the door, and I was so nervous, guys. I was so nervous, okay? She took us upstairs, and there was no windows, and it was basically this closet that had extra beds and extra storage stuff. It was a decent sized room, but it was not up to standards to where, you could be there for a couple of days, which I didn't understand why not. It was considered a closet, a storage closet area for Salvation Army, okay? And she goes, hey, you're gonna have to be up at 8. And I said, hey, no problem. Guess what? I gotta get up early anyways. I get up early anyway with the kids. I gotta be at places by 7. I don't have time. I'm on foot. Remember, guys, I'm walking on foot. You gotta walk at least 14 to 22 city blocks to get to where you need to be for these social worker places. Now, they were scattered out. They were scattered out. We'll get to that. And she was a really good lady. Bless her soul. She worked really, really hard. This lady took her job seriously. She could have told us no. I don't have a place for you guys to go. I'm not doing it. I'm not trying. Go sleep on the streets. Here's a voucher. Go walk here. Go walk there. Okay? And I did, guys. And she goes, hey, they serve dinner at a certain area down at the cafeteria. Now, I'm going to let you guys know. All right? I'm going to let you guys know. All the sugar snacks and stuff, I just stayed away from. Okay? The majority of the food that they have isn't great quality food because they know people have food stamps and whatever. And the residents that were living there first got to be fed first. So, and this is what I would do, guys. I would say, hey, give me some fruits, give me some veggies, and we're out the door. I got the kids, we're out the door. I know I gotta walk at least 14 miles to get to one place, one destination. I don't have time. Here's the milk box, here's a water box, we're good. We are set. I had to be out the door. I don't have no time to bullshit around and bitch and complain that I'm being fed oatmeal for breakfast like some residents did, okay? Always cleaned up our mess. And our bags were getting really, really putting a wear and tear on our bodies for real. I know mine's was. And would be off onto the social worker's office. And this happened for several days. It was a routine of this, okay? And each time, don't mind the kids back there. Don't mind the kids. I was doing paperwork. And the food vouchers I was getting from my social worker at the intake center for DSHS, they would normally call it like the Department of Agriculture, Human Resources. Okay, she would write out a voucher, and when they went on lunch break, she wrote out a voucher to go to another Salvation Army, which was an additional 8 blocks, I believe it was. So I had to walk 8 city blocks and go give them the food voucher, and they would serve you lunch. That's how I did it. Guys, it was a challenge. It was work. It was day in, day out, day in, day out. All right? So I came up to a Friday, and I said, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Nobody's really working on the weekends. No one is working on the weekends, okay? But I know some homeless intake centers will refer you to certain places or whatnot. And she goes, don't worry about it. Social worker at the DSHS office was like, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to work through it, okay? I've seen some things waiting in the Department of DSHS, okay? All right, guys? And I feel like we need to have a big movement, all right? Now, I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to be real. Some of these social workers, they hear so many stories, guys. Man, sometimes they're in some bad attitudes and whatnot, but you got to learn how to be respectful. If you're asking and you're applying for some resources, we don't have time to be cussing people out. They're not going to want to help you. So I always made sure I had a good attitude, all right? Friday evening, and the security guards, they knew me already. Dump out my stuff, and they've already seen the kids and whatever. Always made sure their teeth was brushed, hair was done, socks on, gloves on if we had them. I made sure they had their tablets. They not about to be running around this office, okay? A lot of people don't like that. Like, you can't have your kids running around drawing on walls and stuff. If they don't have a play area, I'm sorry, guys. We're going to have to get up and we're going to have to walk around with our kids for a minute until our names are being called. All right? That's a must. We have to. We, as a people, so many times I wanted to get up when I was in a homeless situation and say, listen, people, everybody that's homeless up in here, all the homeless families, we need to start gathering up, all right? Don't walk in here and ask me how long I've been sitting here. I've been sitting here since 7 a.m. Don't come in here and say, oh yeah, I don't want to sit here. I don't want to do the work. Social workers can hear you. All right, guys, and so sat there all day on a Friday until evening, and she finally called me. She goes, Olivia, after the dispute in the lobby happened between another family, you know what I mean? And I know it can be stressful having kids in a homeless shelter. Don't mean to get sidetracked over here. Guys, be nice back there. And she goes, I'm going to refer you over to the homeless shelter again, to the Salvation Army. I said, oh my God. She goes, just have some faith. She'll know what to do. Okay? I went all the way over there, pushing for time. Finally did it. We stayed at the Salvation Army for the weekend. And she goes, hey, Olivia, you're going to stay in the storage closet with the kids all the way until Monday morning. We got you. We got the food. Here's the lobby. I ran into another mom who had 6 kids and was single, and they had to sleep in the back area next to the back door. Okay, and the way Salvation Army was built, it was like a tower, right? Like you had your upstairs, your down, your middle, your bottom floor. I believe there was like 4 levels, okay? And the residents that were living there were permanent residents that were living there. All right, I ain't judging. When I say this building, it was super old, it was super old. When I say it was super nasty. Okay? And we had a community bathroom on each floor. And the community bathroom would have showers, obviously, the toilet areas, and they had a men's bathroom, a men's community bathroom, and then they had a women's community bathroom. All right, and they would have a back patio for where everybody could go use the yard out there. And there would be certain curfew hours. So she was walking me through the curfew hours. She goes, Olivia, you need to be buzzed in this building, checked in by name at the front office by 9:30 p.m. Okay? And you're not allowed to leave until at least